Everyone noticed Isabella Laurent, except when she wanted to be invisible. Her name was known in every luxury magazine. Her face lived on billboards, business covers, and charity banners. Her life was a constellation of flashing cameras, champagne glasses, and ceilings painted in gold. Isabella was the only daughter of a billionaire empire, and she had never felt more alone. Meanwhile, Lena Rivera lived in a completely different world. She worked at the city's grandest hotel, not at the desk, not in management, but in the quiet corridors, behind closed doors, where rooms were cleaned after kings and queens slept in them, where no one ever knew her name. She wore simple clothes, she walked quickly, she spoke softly, and no one ever noticed her. Until Isabella did. It happened on one ordinary afternoon when luxury arrived like a storm. Private cars lined the entrance. Bellboys rushed. Managers straightened their ties. And Lena was just pushing her cleaning trolley down the hallway when she bumped gently into someone. "I'm so sorry," Lena whispered instantly. When she looked up, she froze. The woman in front of her looked unreal. Dark, golden hair, perfect posture, eyes that carried sadness behind expensive confidence. Isabella stared at her too, not just glanced, really looked, and something flickered, something unfamiliar. "You dropped this," Isabella said softly, handing Lena a cloth that had fallen. "Thank you," Lena murmured. Their fingers brushed, just barely, but both of them felt it. That moment, that tiny accident, was the beginning of something neither of them could stop. Isabella began to notice Lena everywhere after that. Not in a loud way, in the quiet way love begins. She noticed how carefully Lena folded towels, how she hummed when she thought she was alone, how she smiled shyly when thanked, how she walked like she took up as little space as possible in the world. And Isabella wondered, how can someone so gentle exist in a world so cruel? One afternoon, Isabella found an excuse. "Can you bring tea to my suite?" she asked the receptionist. "I'll do it," Lena said immediately. When she entered the room, it wasn't gold that filled the air. It was loneliness. Isabella sat by the window alone, city lights glowing beneath her like stars. "Put it there," she said softly. Lena did, then turned to leave. But Isabella spoke without thinking. "Stay." Lena froze. "Please," Isabella added quickly, "just talk to me." Lena hesitated. No billionaire had ever asked her name before. "I'm Lena," she whispered. Isabella smiled gently. "I'm Isabella." They began to talk. Not about money, not about fame. About childhood dreams, favorite colors, fears, books, things they never told anyone. And Isabella felt something she hadn't felt in years. Seen. Lena didn't admire her wealth. Lena admired her heart. And Lena, she felt something just as shocking. Wanted. Not for her service, not for her silence, for her presence. From that night, Isabella invented reasons. "Can you bring that instead? Will you fix this? Can you stay a little?" And Lena always did. Carefully, quietly, secretly. Until one evening, Isabella asked, "Why do you think no one sees you?" Lena lowered her eyes. "Because I'm ordinary." Isabella stood in front of her suddenly and cupped her face with one gentle hand. No, she whispered. You are the only real thing in my world. Everything changed the night of the gala. Crystal chandeliers, high fashion, diamond laughter. Isabella stood in a silver gown that glittered like ice. But her eyes searched only one face. Lena wasn't supposed to be there. She was working downstairs. Then Isabella saw her, in the back, in a simple dress, looking unfinished next to all the luxury. And still more beautiful than anything money could buy. Their eyes met, and the world cracked open. Isabella walked through the party, ignoring millionaires, ignoring investors, ignoring parents, and stopped directly in front of Lena. Come with me, she whispered. Lena panicked. I can't. I'll lose my job. Then I'll give you a life, Isabella said softly. And for the first time, Lena believed someone meant it. They ended up on the terrace, cold air, city glowing beneath them. Isabella faced her. No one has ever loved me, she confessed. They love the name, the empire, the image. Then she touched Lena's chest gently. But you see me. Lena's voice broke. And you finally made me feel seen too. Silence, electric, fragile. And then Isabella leaned forward. Not fast, not reckless. Just enough for their foreheads to touch. And in that moment, they chose. Isabella chose the girl no one noticed. Lena chose the woman everyone touched, but no one loved. The scandal came quickly. Who is she? She's a nobody. This is a mistake. You'll ruin everything. But Isabella didn't flinch. She stood beside Lena and said, Then let it burn. I want to live honestly. And slowly, society adjusted. The media moved on. But love stayed. Isabella bought smaller homes, simpler cars, quieter mornings. Lena learned to laugh loudly again. Isabella learned to breathe. And one night, years later, Isabella confessed, You saved my life. Lena smiled gently and kissed her temple. No, she whispered. We saved each other.